Why is there always one Gen X woman in the family who seems to notice every problem, repeat every warning, question every decision, and cut into conversations before you even finish your sentence? Maybe she is your wife, mother, your sister. Maybe she is you. At times, her voice can feel exhausting. She reminds you about the bill, the appointment, the mess, the promise, the plan, the thing you said you would do later. After a long day of work, when all you want is a little silence, it can feel like she does not understand your stress, your tiredness, or the fact that you are already carrying your own problems. Sometimes you get angry, want to walk away, may even think, why does she always have to be like this? And that is exactly the question this video is going to explore today. Because once you understand what is really behind that behavior, you may start seeing her differently. Generation X is commonly defined as people born from 1965 through 1980, which means many Gen X women are now in their late 40s, 50s, or early 60s. That age range matters because this behavior was not created in one argument, one marriage, or one bad week. It was built over years of watching what happens when nobody notices the small thing in time. Many women from this generation grew up in homes where children were expected to figure things out, read the room, avoid making trouble, help before being asked, and understand problems before anyone explained them. That kind of childhood can train a sharp eye. Later in life, the same eye sees the unpaid bill, the strange noise in the car, the unfinished task, the change in a child's mood, or the parent who sounds weaker on the phone. To someone else, it may look like overreacting. Inside her mind, it is anticipation. A large part of what people call nagging is actually memory spoken out loud. In many homes, one person becomes the living system that tracks what has to happen next. The medication needs a refill, the appointment needs confirmation, the school form is due, the trash has to go out, the groceries are low, the aging parent missed a call, the child is quieter than usual. The promise from last week still has not turned into action. These details may seem separate, but in her head, they are connected because each one can become a bigger problem if ignored. Research on gendered mental labor found that women often carry a larger share of this invisible work, especially around childcare and parenting decisions. Mental labor is not only doing the task, it is noticing, planning, remembering, predicting, and holding the list before anyone else knows there is a list. That is why small things can create a reaction that looks too big. The issue is rarely just the cup, the door, the bill, the car, or the message that was not answered. A Gen X woman who has spent years fixing the result of other people's carelessness does not see those things as harmless. A door left unlocked becomes a risk. A bill left unpaid becomes a fee. A vague promise becomes another job quietly waiting for her. A messy kitchen becomes tomorrow morning stress. When someone says, "It's not a big deal," the sentence may land badly because experience has taught her that small neglected things have a way of becoming her responsibility. The anger is not always about the moment in front of her. Often, it is about the pattern behind it. She has seen where this goes, and the body reacts before the explanation sounds polite. The phrase, "I'll do it later," can be especially irritating because it rarely sounds neutral to someone who has heard it too many times. For the person saying it, later means delay. For her, later may mean a familiar transfer of responsibility. Later became the forgotten call. Later became the missed appointment. Later became the broken item nobody fixed until it became urgent. Later became her staying up, cleaning up, paying extra, apologizing, rearranging, or solving a problem she warned about days earlier. This is why the reaction can come fast, She is not simply reacting to one sentence. A whole history is attached to it. Once trust has been worn down by repetition, even a casual promise can sound like the beginning of another burden. That does not make every sharp reply fair, but it explains why the nervous system no longer waits calmly. Now we get to the part many people find hardest to tolerate: the interruption. A Gen X woman may cut in before the sentence is finished because her mind has already moved to the consequence. To the person speaking, it feels rude or controlling. From her side, the problem has already started forming. She hears, "It's probably fine," and remembers the last time fine became expensive. She hears, "We don't need to plan that much," and immediately sees the late arrival, the missing document, the extra cost, the embarrassed child, the tense drive home, or the argument waiting at the end of poor preparation. Interruption is not automatically right. It can make people feel dismissed. Yet the reason behind it is often deeper than impatience. A mind trained to prevent damage may jump ahead because waiting used to mean cleaning up the mess alone. She is not always answering your sentence. Sometimes she is answering the outcome she has seen too many times. Midlife adds pressure to that system. Pew Research Center found that Americans in their 40s are the most likely to be sandwiched between children and aging parents. 54% have a parent age 65 or older, while also raising a minor child or financially helping an adult child. That matters because many Gen X women are living inside several responsibilities at once. Work needs focus. Children still need guidance. Parents may need medical help, paperwork, money, transportation, or regular check-ins. Retirement planning is getting closer. The house still has to run. The body is changing. The relationship may have its own unresolved tension. In that kind of life, a forgotten detail is not just a detail. It is one more loose thread in a system already stretched. What sounds like nagging may be the voice of someone trying to stop the next thread from snapping. The physical side should not be ignored either. Many Gen X women are in the age range where perimenopause or menopause becomes part of daily life. The World Health Organization says most women experience menopause between ages 45 and 55, and the National Institute on Aging notes that the menopausal transition can last for several years. Sleep, mood, concentration, body temperature, energy, and memory can all be affected during that period. This does not mean every argument is hormonal, and it would be lazy to reduce women to biology. A better way to understand it is this: the same person who is tracking the family, managing work, watching aging parents, and preventing problems may also be doing it with broken sleep, brain fog, and a body that feels less predictable than it used to. Less patience in that context is not mysterious. It is human. Still, the truth needs both sides. A warning system can become too sensitive. A person who has carried too much can start believing nobody else is capable of doing anything correctly. Frequent correction can make a home feel tense. Repeated interruption can make people stop trying to explain themselves. Constant checking can turn care into pressure. This is the shadow side of survival. The same radar that once protected her can begin to trap her in a life where nothing feels safe enough to leave alone. That is why understanding the behavior does not mean excusing every reaction. It means seeing the mechanism clearly. If the only thing people say is, "She nags too much," nothing changes. If the deeper question becomes, "Why does she feel unable to stop monitoring everything?" then the conversation finally gets closer to the truth. So when a Gen X woman reminds, questions, interrupts, or repeats something that sounds small, the issue may not only be the bill, the door, the mess, the appointment, or the things someone promised to do later. It may be the echo of years spent noticing first, preparing first, worrying first, and fixing last. There may be frustration in her voice, but there may also be fatigue underneath it. Maybe she does not want to control everyone. Maybe she wants proof that she is not the only adult paying attention. Maybe the voice that annoys the family is also the voice that has been keeping parts of that family from falling apart. Do you think Gen X women nag because they want control, or because they have been carrying the warning system for everyone else for too long?